Coach Hatcher, head coach of the boys at Spring Garden.
I'm Connor Bates, and I'm a junior at Spring Garden.
I'm Cole Bailey, a senior at Spring Garden.
I'm John Wells, junior at Spring Garden.
Wow, that was a good second half from our group. Good defensive effort. We talked about at halftime. You know, Appalachian's got some good guard play. They got some size. They got guys who can shoot it, and hold them for 21 points in the first half was a good test for our defense there. And we stressed if we can hold them 21 again, then the odds are in our favor. And so we came out with a good defensive mindset, which led to a more focused and intense half-court set for us on offense. Thought we pushed it well. We came out in the third quarter, ran some sets, and was able to get some good looks. So the guys are very disciplined coming out of halftime. So it's a good win for us. It's a good win. And, shift our focus and get ready for Monday.
What was it specifically about the third?
Well, we talked about how, when you close out quarters or beginning of the third quarter, sometimes that can be a crucial part. And so we just know what kind of fight and how tough Appalachian is. So we were ready for them to really throw a punch. It's just a critical moment. So we really just made a concerted effort to refocus on the things that they ran that we thought that they ran on defense or that they ran on offense. So we'd be ready for defense. And like I said, we had a couple little calls right there to start with that the guys executed to perfection. So they did a great job with that.
For the players, just when you hold another team to 1 of 11 shooting, what does that say about your defense? And just how locked in you guys were to start the half.
I mean, all year our defense has been scrappy, tough. We get after it, and like you said, if we hold them to 21 points, the odds are in our favor.
Yeah, like he said, our defense has been good all year, and we just came out the second half locked in and ready to get some stops.
I'm sorry, go ahead, I'm so sorry. Well, to piggyback off that, players, could you guys talk about not just playing defense, but you out-rebounded by 15. Seemed like second half did a real good job of just limiting the one shot. And why don't you answer first, because I cut you off.
Wait, what was the question again?
The rebounding.
Oh, the rebounding. As the first half, we probably didn't do as good of a job as the second half and when we came in. Coach was just telling us about if we were going to put a body on them, and if they weren't going to call that over the back route. So we just had to body them up and finish the possession.
Like he said, we came in at halftime. We really didn't do a good job rebounding the first half. We came in at halftime, and Coach said, finish the possession, put a body on them, and get stops and finish the possession.
Like you said, when Coach told us to put a body on, make sure they don't jump over your back, you're going to get most of the rebounds.
Well, and we also understand how, they've got typically 3 to 4 shooters on the court, and they can get hot at any moment. Like, their form is good, they have good ball movement, good footwork. So we know what kind of guard play that they have. And, if you can keep a team, if you give them opportunities, second chance opportunities, you're just asking for chaos and for trouble, because a lot of your good open threes come off of offensive rebound kickouts. So we had to make sure that we finished. That's been our we've talked about that for the last 2 months. Finish the possession, finish the drill, finish whatever it is that you're doing, finish the quarter. So, and usually good things come when you can finish the possession. Hold them to one shot.
Coach, talk about the play of Connor. All-out effort, loose balls, boxing out, defense. He just got a lot of intangibles that helps basketball team.
He has a lot of energy, and sometimes that energy just flows freely, and so that's a good thing. I don't think I've ever told, hey, you need to stop going for those. It's more like, hey, if you start to go for it and you realize you don't get it, all right, now you got to back it up. That's where a little bit of basketball IQ comes in, and we want him to go after it. And we know and we can trust that the other 4 guys, we rotate very well. We really, really, really work hard at practice on different drills on trying to rotate, help the next guy, because you can't play defense with just man on. It's not a man-to-man defense, it's man versus men defense in a way, because we want to force a certain way. We want to do this depending on who we're playing, but you got to trust that you got everybody rotating behind you, because if one person misses that rotation, then the next guy may not want to rotate. And so just all across the board, the whole night, we rotated very well. I didn't know that we were able to hold them to 9 points in the second half. But again, I think a lot of that comes down to finish the possession and one shot in the rebounding thing that y'all mentioned.
Cole, the score was 16-16 before you hit those 2 3-pointers. I guess talk about lining up for those 3-pointers and what was going through your head.
We go through those shots just about every day of practice. We do 1, 2, 2s, 1, 2, 3s, and we just work on that every day. And so when the time comes, I stepped up and I was ready to take that shot.
Coach Hatcher, talk about the importance of having people who can hit the three when you guys do so much in the paint.
Well, if you'd asked me that question at the beginning of the year, I don't know if I could have answered it because we went through a few games where we didn't make threes, which shows, you know, our toughness on the inside. But we've really focused on probably the last month and a half, probably since the beginning of January. We'll usually 2 to 3 times a week minimum is we'll try to finish practice with shooting stations that take about 50 minutes. And so we've got different goals, different shots set up. And I really think it's starting to come to fruition for us because if you look at our last 4 or 5 games, we've really been shooting with a lot more confidence, which is equated to more makes. So it's good when you step out there and you don't have to think about it. It becomes muscle memory.
Looks like in the second half, you guys found something with backdoor cuts. Is that correct?
Well, we were watching in the first half and we saw them kind of get out, which in the second half they had to get out a little bit more pressure, so we tried to use that to our advantage. Because they couldn't, I mean, they wanted to pick up the tempo a little bit, so we had to try to counter that and soften that up a little bit.
For Cole and Connor, could you two guys talk about the effort you see from John? And you can see on the line 23 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals. It must be a fun guy to play with.
Yeah, it's great knowing that. Well, whenever we mess up on defense, whatever, we always know that he'll be back there. Jake as well too, but they always got our backs, and we just try to create the best shots for them that we can on offense.
He said, we know he can always have our back, and he's one heck of a ball player. You can trust him, whether it's to hit outside shots, get in the paint and hit shots, and his defense is pretty solid too.
Can you guys just talk about that run into the fourth quarter? Just kind of, it seemed like y'all were having fun out there.
I think once we got up a little bit, I think we kind of got more relaxed and started playing our type of game, running and stuff.
John, do you want to talk that one?
I tried to, I just couldn't.
A little bit tired.
John, you're able to do a lot of stuff inside, but I don't think they really had an answer for you driving, starting outside and coming inside. What do you like about being able to be inside and outside?
I can shoot threes sometimes, and that helps me be able to get the drive, but they have to sack off of me sometimes when I hit three. But Coach Hatcher gives me screens and stuff that helps me get a better angle down there.
Plus, when you got a guy who's as big as he is, if you're multidimensional, then it's who do I put on? Do I put a bigger on him to help him drive? Do I put a guard on him, which allows him to post or shoot over the top? And again, all these guys, you hear them say the word trust over and over and over. If you don't have that trust, that camaraderie, then you don't have a team. And so they can trust that he's going to make the right decision. He can trust that they're in their spaced out spots. And, if they all collapse, we preach on get the paint shots, kick them out, feet in the paint, kick them out, shoot with confidence.
It was a big step getting down here, big step winning down here. Just talk about the next step.
For the past week or so, we can have sincerity tournament. We've talked about how you've done all this stuff in the regular season. If we lost that first game in the area tournament, none of that matters. When we won that one, that was just a step in the path that we want to get to. We are excited about this win. We're going to enjoy this win. My rule is you got a midnight rule, so they can enjoy it till midnight tonight, and then they got to forget about it because then our mind shifts to whoever we play on Monday. So I'm going to enjoy this one for about the next 3 hours, and after the next game, then my mind shifts already.
What does it say that Spring Garden has sent? There's only 6 sports. So far, there's been 4 played. 3 of them have made the Elite 8 in those sports, and then football obviously made the playoffs. What does it say about just not the caliber, but the versatility of athletes at Spring Garden?
It just talks about how their drive. If you come to any of our summer practices or workouts, you'll see that they are out there. They're drenched in sweat. They're doing all these things that we ask them to do, which are not easy. And I've talked to them. I've said, look, I've been in different programs and different things like that. Y'all don't understand. This is not how it is everywhere. And so this is just what you know. This is who you are. This is your culture. And so if you watch them work in the summer, it is hard-nosed. It is get after it. And those games, the grand scheme of things, they don't really matter in terms of records, but they matter where you want to get to in the end game of your season when it comes up. So they work extremely hard, and that just talks about their grit, determination, and them doing whatever it takes to get to their goals.
Players, do you want to add anything? Yeah.
You did have a 6'7" versus a 6'7" out there. That's kind of unique in high school ball nowadays. So did that affect your guys' game plan much at all?
It didn't. We tried to scout as much film as we could. We talked about different personnel options, different sets and things like that. So we went about it just like we would any other game. Thank y'all.